So Eric Adams has decided to end his race for re-election as NY mayor, saying that there is no clear path for him to win. So, that's just kind of where it's at. You can watch the 9-minute video, whatever. And of course, he blames everybody else than his own actions. But here's the thing. You're running as, the third party candidate because you were elected as the Democratic Party. And now, again, you're a distant fourth. And speculative talk or behind the scenes people were saying that he was hoping that, Wispy was going to offer him a cabinet position, ambassadorship to Saudi Arabia or something. And when that just kind of didn't pan through, it was just like, all right, because, you need something to kind of soften the blow, be like, oh, well, look, I'm gonna let them do this. I got more important things, but now you don't have anything else important. And you just look like a fallen Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. So here's the thing. I mean, bro, you were out here in the boroughs doing pull-ups and whatnot. And let's not say that, to be one with the people, but it's just like, read the room. Read the room. It just always came off disingenuous. And New Yorkers had high hopes for you when you came in because you absolutely, had the will of the people as your platform, but you used the will again and wheeled on to whatever it was for you, because we're not going to negate the fact that we all saw the federal agents carrying the boxes of your stuff. Yep. Now, he is saying that right there is the reason why he couldn't do this. He couldn't win. He said that he blames the constant media speculation about his future and the campaign finance board's decision to withhold millions have undermined his ability to raise campaign funds. I mean, you were indicted on misuse. Using your influence, getting breaks here and there. And then, it was, and most sources are stating that this was a quid pro quo type situation as to how this investigation just said, poof. But then we're not going to forget how you and Holman were sitting at the Fox Friends show and you look like a hostage. And Holman basically, sunned you. He made you his bitch. Because he was just like, yeah, this is, this my dude and whatnot. And he was like, and because he know if I call him and be like, what's really going on, and I'm going to have to show up to his office and whatnot. And it was just like that strong, yeah, you know what it is. How can the people put their trust in you when you were okay with letting the frozen water people, what they were doing to the biggest population in this country, in your state? And you were it wasn't you were going along with it because, again, Holman had you on the couch as his bitch because he had already sunned you on their platform, and that shit spread everywhere. And again, you were just looking like a Ninja Turtle who just lost his pizza, and Master Splinter said that you had to get up and do chores or something. I don't know. It was giving, yeah. Turn it in. Find something else. It's okay. Sometimes you got to pivot and do that. Because the fact that you were saying that, too often insidious forces use local government to advance divisive agendas with little regard of how it hurts everyday New Yorkers. And you were absolutely doing things that were hurting New Yorkers. Allegedly. Because again, we can talk about how it went away and, and then you just thought that you were going to keep going. And again, like I said, we saw you get sunned and be Holman's bitch. And it was giving, how can how can anyone trust you to lead if that's who's in your back pocket, and can jump out at any moment and whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Yeah. Okay. But then, of course, like I said, you have cuomo that is doing whatever this is, because, sir, why are you even on the ballot? Why are we doing this? Why are you wasting these little people time? You absolutely got shown during this is what happens when we got these moms that don't be telling these kids, hey, go and sit down some damn where, because of course you have him saying that that they face destructive extremist forces that would devastate their city through incompetence and or ignorance. And Forces is right, because didn't they have to tell you to go sit down when you was governor? Because you was making it uncomfortable and weird for folks, specifically women. I think it was around about 11 of them. Might have been, give or take. How your ass is even on the ballot is wild and crazy work. But again, we understand why. But y'all, America's not a real place, and I guess certain people can do certain things, even though, and then they mad at Ma'am Donnie because he out here trying to lower the rent and do all this other things, the shit that people want, and y'all mad talking about, no, don't listen to him.
Like and subscribe to Mom's channel.